Hey, what's going on, guys? Nigel Walker here, and I help entrepreneurs optimize their performance and scale their business. And today I'm going to talk about why you should stop being a consumer, all right? And I had an epiphany today, right? I realized, like, man, 99% of us in this society are consumers, right? And I even noticed this within myself. Like, I really audited my life, and I realized, man, I really am consuming way too many things, right? Consuming things regarding, consumer items like clothes, unnecessary food, restaurants, consuming unnecessary media, social media, watching all these TV shows, and just not really being as much of a producer as I want, right? And it just made me realize it's like, man, people would much rather go out. I know people have heard this typical line, but it's true though. People would rather go out and buy some Nikes and some Jordans instead of owning Nike stock, right? People would rather go out and spend their hard-earned money, tens of thousands of dollars, on luxury cars than owning shares in Daimler, right? The company that creates Mercedes, right? Or they would rather buy a Tesla than own Tesla stock, right? They would rather buy a BMW than own BMWs, you know? And the same thing with social media, right? As someone that is a producer on social media, right? I have 10,000 followers on Instagram. I use it for my business to get clients and, give value to people. And even on YouTube now, a lot of people use it as a consumer, whereas how about you shift to being a producer on it, right? That's where you get all the value is when you're a producer on something, And I realized, and that's why I'm starting to make a lot more YouTube videos now, is because I spend so much time watching and consuming YouTube videos. It's like, wait a minute, why don't I be a producer on this platform? Why am I sitting on, basically what it is, you're sitting on the sidelines, right? It's basically like you're at a football game and you're in the stands, you're cheering on the football players while they're out there making millions of dollars, while you're in the stands horking down wings and popcorn, drinking beer. You know what I'm saying? Wishing that you were that guy in the field. Like, to me, that doesn't make sense. It's like, nah, man, like, I want to be on the field. I want to be a producer, right? I want to be an owner. I want to be a producer. I want to be an owner and a producer in this infrastructure, right? I don't want to just be consuming all the time, Like, I thought about it. It's like, man, like, I really have no need and desire to just sit there and consume social media, consume all this random, media and TV shows that are being shown at us, and watching all these advertisements and, buying luxury items and just getting in this consumer mindset and just spending and not creating any or producing anything of value. It's like, screw that. I want to be the owner of that infrastructure and be a producer. And that's how you enter the top 1%, right? That's really what the 1% is, right? These elites, really what they are, like, these are people that are an owner of the infrastructure or either are producing on the infrastructure, right? And that's how you get to the 1%, right? You become a producer. Whereas 99% of the people, the rest of them, they're consumers, okay? And so it's kind of hard to shift that mindset when you've been a consumer your whole life, your family's a consumer, all your friends are, your whole network is, consumer minded. And when you start to be a producer, it's such a hard leap to change because there's all these habits, all these different influences. People might start questioning you, and it's such a hard change, man. And I've realized with myself, like, in order to create the space to produce, you have to reduce your consumption, because it's really hard to produce when you're spending all of your mental bandwidth, time, energy, and money on consumption. It's hard to produce when your consumption is way up here. So, right, let's say your total capacity is up here, right? And right now, it's like, hey, this is production, this is consumption. Most people, their production is down here, but their consumption is way out here. In order to become a 1%er, right, and become a producer and an owner, you have to first decrease the consumption, and then you now have the space and capacity, right? The space and capacity to then be a producer, right? And so that's the first step. It's not to add on, okay, trying to produce and create and become an owner, but while being a massive consumer. It's like, no, the first step is to cut the fat, right? It's just like in fitness, right? You want to bulk up and be strong and lean and have all these muscles. Well, the first thing is you got to get lean first, right? You can't bulk on when you're already fat. It doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So you have to trim the fat, lean down, right? Cut the consumption. And then now that you create the space and you just sit with it for a second, it's like, okay, well, what type of problem in the world do I want to solve? What do I want to produce, right? What do I want to create? What is how can I make my mark on this world? How can I be a quantum creator on this planet, right? And when you operate from that sense, then it's like, boom, now you're a producer, and then all the rewards come to you, right? Like, don't you think that if you were to impact 1 million people, you wouldn't be a multimillionaire yet, or even a billionaire, right? If you're able to add value to 1 million people on this planet, right? And let's say it was merely just $100 worth of value to 1 million people, you would probably be worth $100 million, and that's production, right? It doesn't happen out of thin air. It's like you drop the consumption habits and you shift to a producer and an ownership mindset. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm trying to shift my mindset to as well. And so the active steps that I'm taking right now to make this happen is, number one, right? Just overall reduce my media consumption, right? Because most of us, when we're not at our jobs or working on our business or whatever, we fill up all of our time and space with consuming media, social media, YouTube, Netflix, watching the news, watching the sports game, all these type of things, right? Consuming all this entertainment, but we never let us have the time to sit back and think, right? To sit back and think and just be, right? It's like it's like we forgot the ability to be bored. But the thing is, the beauty about this boredom is, when you have boredom in your life, it can actually inspire you and create the space and the time and the energy and attention to then produce something great. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're in this consumption mode all the time, you're consuming all this entertainment, or eating all this junk food, or going to the mall and buying this and doing shopping online, and having that consumer mindset, you're so satiated, right? And your time and energy and money's already spent, right? All of your economic resources as a human, you can't produce anything, And so the first thing is the media, right? And then is, regarding, food and drink, right? Reduce your consumption on that, right? Eat whole foods, whole natural foods, right? Ingest more plants into your diet, right? Drink some more water, drop the alcohol, drop the soda and the sugar, right? Eat properly, right? Go work out. That's production right there, working out. Go for a run, go for that bike ride, swim, train, follow a training program, join a CrossFit club, join a group, do a boxing club, try Muay Thai, something, get moving. That's production right there. You know what I'm saying? Consumption is sitting at the couch, tired from your 9 to 5 and just, eating ice cream and Kit Kats. You know what I'm saying? That's the consumer mindset. And then, because you're consuming, you didn't create the space to then go produce. There's a lot of people, they come home from work and they have these plans. They're like, oh man, I want to be a life coach. I want to go start a YouTube channel. I want to create the software. I want to learn how to code. I want to do X, Y, and Z, but they never get around to it because they spent the vast majority of their life just being a consumer. You know what I'm saying? So just reduce that, right? So reduce entertainment, reduce the overall food consumption, also shopping. You don't need to buy all of these clothes and random items and luxury items and cars and houses and things like that to make yourself feel better, all right? Consuming is not an accomplishment, right? I would much rather build a company that creates luxury cars, right? Or at least invest in one than buy one. You know what I'm saying? It's a trick. It's all a trick, man. Like, I just realized that, like, all of these different advertisements in the media and what people say, they're all trying to shovel you into just being a consumer. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't want that to be my life. And when you're in that consumer mindset, I notice that you're very easy to be influenced and controlled. You've lost all control over your life, right? But when you're a producer, man, you're at the forefront of your life, right? You're the center of command, right? Anything is possible at that point, So like when you're a producer and an owner, you're independent, you're sovereign. You know what I'm saying? That's when you truly step into your power. And I truly feel like that's where the fulfillment in life comes. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole concept and paradigm around being, consumption and production. Try to be more of a producer if you want something great in this life and you don't want to be average. And so that's my mindset. If you found this valuable, please like and subscribe. I'm making a load of these videos every single day. And that's part of my mantra into being a producer coming into 2022. I'm no longer just going to be watching YouTube videos. I'm going to be making YouTube videos. every day. Trust me, every damn day. So hit the like button, subscribe. If you're interested in performance and growth, business growth coaching, I do that as well. In the link below, I do have an ability to apply to the program and for you to schedule a call with me, and we can see, where we can identify, points to improve your performance, your personal performance, optimize your health, your mind, your body, and find ways to grow your business as well. All right. See you guys later.